Hi everybody, this is Carrie with End Time Victory. I wanted to get on here and share a dream I had with you. I had it on the night of August the 3rd, and I kind of have to give you a little bit of backstory about what was going on that evening. Excuse me. I was driving in a remote area, and before I lost cell service, I had been listening to another believer's dream that he had had, and that he believed that he was being told that it was going to be, pretty soon, pretty fast, the rapture. And I lost cell service, so I had that on my mind, and I just started praying, and I was asking, and I was thinking about the correlation between us and him, and our children and us, and how, when you're talking to your child, and you tell them like it's going to be in a week or two, and to them, it's going to take forever. It just feels like a lifetime, and to us it's not that long. It's pretty fast. So I thought about that relationship, and how it probably models the relationship between him and us. So I started praying like that, and I started talking to him about that. And I remember asking him, because there's a lot of us out there that are getting these kind of dreams, and we have been for a couple of years now at least, saying that it's really soon, it's really fast. And to him, if you're thinking in thousands of years, in a couple of years that is really fast, or in 5 years that is pretty fast. So I was having that conversation with him and discussing these things, and so I asked, I believe the last dream, if you haven't seen that, you can get on my website and End Time Victory, and my YouTube channel, End Time Victory, and see my last video that I posted, where I believe that he was telling me that it was going to be really fast, the rapture. So I was talking to him about that, and so that, I think that's what you told me. And so I was saying, like, are you saying your time fast or my time fast? Like, your time soon, my time soon? Because there's probably a difference between the way that you and I see time and how fast things are. So that's what I was praying. Your time fast or my time fast? Is that when it's going to happen? Like, what I believe is fast or what you believe is fast? So a few hours later, I got home, and I went to bed, and I had a dream with 4 scenes in it. And the first scene, I believe, was totally the answer to that prayer. It was daytime. I was looking at the sky, and there was a beautiful cloud that was in the sky, and I'm just looking at it, and all of a sudden this light, which kind of goes along with the last video that I posted, if you'll go back and look at that, it was the same type of light. It was him, it was Jesus, it was Yeshua, and it came up really fast behind the light. I didn't see him. I saw his essence, his glory that came up so quickly. It was not there, and then it was behind this cloud, and it backlit the cloud. What I mean by that is the light shining from behind the cloud was so strong that it darkened the front of the cloud. And if you don't know if you can't visualize that, get on Google or whatever your search engine is, and Google or search backlit cloud, and it'll come up. And that's what happened. I mean, it was a normal day, beautiful cloud, and then all of a sudden, boom, and I felt a boom. I didn't hear anything, but I felt it, this intense speed and manifestation all of a sudden, that I actually jumped in my spirit. I mean, I startled in my spirit. That's how fast it was. It was before I knew that it happened. It had happened. And that is encouraging, brothers and sisters. So the second scene that I had was, again, another portal. It was a blue sky with white clouds, and the clouds this time formed a circle, and he had showed me prior to that in a dream a portal opening up that was circular, and this was the same type of thing. I knew it was a portal again. The third one really upset me. The third scene that I saw was the White House in Washington, D.C., and completely engulfed in flames. And I think that's pretty self-explanatory as to what that means. And the fourth one was a little bit more in depth. It was a light blue house with dark blue trim, 2 stories. It was beautiful. And on the second story of the house was like a built-in rectangle, okay, in the second story space of this house. It was built in, like a built-in bookshelf or a built-in shelf in the side of that house. And there was an awning. It looked like an awning, but it was a lid. It was just a solid piece of wood, I'm assuming, dark blue, the same color as the trim. And inside the rectangle was a what looked to be about mid-20s male, blonde, thin. He had a black button-down shirt and dark blue jeans, and he had kind of like well, I said blonde, but like sandy blonde, kind of longer hair, like shaggy haircut. And he was laying on his back, and I was looking at his head was on the right side of my vision, and his feet were on the left, so he was laying like this. I was looking at his side because I was looking at the side of the house, and he was in that built-in rectangle, and he was dead. And the most important part of this scene was the lid, the thing that looked like an awning that was sticking out over top of it, just slowly, very, very slowly and ominously began to close and shut. That was the most important, most significant, and the highest emphasis of that scene was the shutting of that door to him. And I prayed on that, and my initial thought, my initial feeling was high and lofty, being shut out. I did a little research on the color blue, and the blue is highly used in the Bible to refer to law, commandments, word. It's in Exodus and Numbers a lot. It's all over the temple. The color blue is all over the temple and in cloths, and all over the priests and all kinds of stuff. If you'll look at Exodus and Numbers, the color blue is all over it. I think it signifies the holiness of his people. The door, I believe, here represents, like, it could be symbolic, like very much like the door of the ark, the door shut on the 5 foolish virgins. But one of the biggest scriptures to me that stood out after I had this dream was 2 Thessalonians 1:8-9, when the word says, he will punish those who do not know God Yahweh and do not obey the gospel of our Lord Jesus Yeshua. They will be punished with everlasting destruction and shut out from the presence of Messiah and from the majesty of his power on the day that he comes to be glorified in his holy people and to be marveled at among all those who have believed. It was a very intense part of that dream, but I believe the whole dream, all the different scenes, represents us. Shows us that he's coming soon, and we're going to be taken out of here, and then there's going to be judgment, and people who do not know him are going to be shut out. The door is going to be shut. I hope this encourages you, and I hope that you share it with anybody that you think needs to know him, that doesn't have a relationship with him. As always, I'm praying for you all, and I love you all. Have a blessed day.